So for the last 3 semesters, this is something that I've done that when I give a talk to graduate students. So I need everybody that's pursuing a master's or PhD to please stand. If you're in pursuit, if you can. Pursuit of a master's or PhD student, please stand. Every time. Okay? If you're not seeking a master's or PhD, please stand. You work here. You drove somebody here. Okay, so watch this. For the next 15 seconds, I want you to begin to clap your hands. And just clap your hands. Come on. And even if you use it as an opportunity to stand up and stretch your legs, clap your hands, because now as you're clapping your hands, I want you to think about your expected graduation date. Keep clapping. Keep clapping. I want you to think about your thesis defense. Keep clapping. I want you to think about your dissertation. Keep clapping, because in March, stop. Somebody's not going to be clapping for you. This is the only opportunity that we get to sit. Now, this is very true. You have to be seated. This is the only opportunity that we as master's and PhD students can all come together with our different disciplines, and at this one moment in time, we can give ourselves a hand, because in March or next semester, when you're ready to throw in a towel, when research gets too hard, when your classes are dropped the day you get ready to walk in, you're going to remember, oh yeah, I applauded myself on this day because I have an end result in mind. Again, I'm Dwayne Johnson, president of the Graduate Student Advisory Council, and I have members of my executive board and cabinet here, and they're going to come up real quick, give them their name, their year, class. I told some of them their zodiac sign and what they do for GSAC, all right? We'll start here.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Bowers. This is my first year here as a graduate student. I'm a master's candidate for computer science department, and I represent the School of Engineering. Hi, my name is Patrick Grady. This is my second semester here. I am a school counseling major, and I am a School of Ed representative.
Hi, I'm Gwen Terry, and this is also my first year here pursuing my master's degree in information technology, and I represent the School of Technology.
Hi, I'm Rachel Hollis, and this is my second and final year pursuing my master's in chemistry, and I represent the College of Arts and Sciences.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Watlinson. This is my second and final year as well. I'm the Vice President of Advocacy here, representing the School of Education.
Hi, everyone. I am Samoya Evans. This is my second semester in my master's in food and nutritional science, and I'm a representative for the College of Agriculture.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. My name is Amber Ruth, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in school counseling. I have 2 more semesters left, I hope. So I just want to say I was in your position in the fall of 2012, and I was so excited, to attend orientation. And, just 1 year being here has changed my life. Like, I have met new people. My knowledge base is greater. I have more Aggie pride. So this is just a journey for you that you're beginning. It is going to be wonderful. You are not going to come out the same person on the other end, I promise you. We're your representatives. We're your leaders. We're here to help you with anything. If you see us on campus, please feel free. I speak for myself and hopefully for everybody else. If you have a question, come up to me and say, hey, Amber, I would like for you to, help me with something. Please do that. That's what my position means. That's what it stands for. So that's what I want to say. I want to welcome you. A&T is wonderful. We're all here to help you. Welcome and good luck with everything.
Brittany Glover is my chief of staff and our Olivia Pope of the group, the photographer for today. So I'm going to try to clip this on like I'm an apostolic preacher or something. Yeah, I like it. The Graduate Student Advisory Council. Now, I'm going to go through some slides, and it's a lot of information. Can I tell you what we've done in just 2 years, in 15 minutes? I can't, and that's impressive. because we came here with a vengeance, because we wanted to represent master's and PhD students to the fullest. So I'm going to try to give you an overview, and I'm hoping that you got some questions that we're going to get some answers to. Really quick, we can't really do anything if we don't have a vision. So there's the vision of the Graduate Student Advisory Council. We started when the Vice Chancellor, Melody Pierce, said, hey, who speaks for the graduate students on campus? We said, So she said, we need to start an organization, and from that, graduate students, master's, PhDs from education, business, technology, agriculture, nanoscience, nanoengineering, leadership studies. We sat down and said, put your finger on the pulse. What is going on? So we sent out surveys, and we got information from graduate students, and from that birth in 2012, the Graduate Student Advisory Council. We said that we were going to be an advocate for effective growth and development of the graduate community. And that was just broad enough to keep us going and to provide sustainability for years to come. But what does that look like? It says that the Graduate Student Advisory Council will be an advocate for effective growth and development in the graduate community. And check this out. The good thing about being an astute master's student is I can say that says the same thing. Because the mission of this is threefold. Please forgive that mistake. The threefold mission for graduate school is to promote social development, to promote interdisciplinary activity, and to promote professional development, okay? So that's the mission of the Graduate Student Advisory Council. Please forgive that mistake. The executive board, as we all said, Dwayne Johnson, your president. Tiffany Richardson is my executive vice president, who is not here today. She's student teaching. Chanel Lucas is my vice president of internal affairs. Of course, you heard from Brittany and Michael. Melody Andrews is also student teaching, who's my communications. Ernest McDuffie and Jonathan Woodbury bring up events and finance. So what do? We represent 7 schools and colleges here on our campus: technology, education, business, agriculture, engineering, and a joint school of nanoscience and nanoengineering. Well, if you look under School of Business and Joint School of Nanoscience and Nanoengineering, it says representative. Why? Those 2 schools aren't represented. Do we have any masters in School of Business in the room today? All right? So our bylaws say that each school has to have 3 representatives. 3 representatives, and then there's an equation that allows us to, y'all can see if you want to, just stay up here if you want to, it don't matter to me. But there's an equation that says this is the number so we can have adequate representation in this particular school. I challenge nanoscience, nanoengineering. Anybody? Good, good, good. 3. Y'all are now on my board. No, really, seriously. But those are the things that when it comes to representation, what does that representation look like for the Graduate Student Advisory Council? It looks like funding. It looks like classes. It looks like instructors. It looks like opportunities for personal and professional development. I cannot challenge you enough today that this organization in its 2nd year has done more things at North Carolina A&T and abroad that we could ever have thought of when we first started. We just wanted to represent the needs of the people. When we went to class and you said there wasn't enough paper in the printer, come to GSAC. We're so much bigger than that. The bigger than that is back in November, and this is what we alluded to earlier. Back in November, me and Brittany, Amber, Osage, and Tiffany, we went to Western Michigan University to the 27th Annual National Association of Graduate and Professional Students, an organization that A&T belongs to. So just by virtue of the fact that you are a master's PhD student, you are now a part of that organization as A&T represents it. When we went to the conference, there was an opportunity for us to get on a national stage, and we became the 91st school and the very first HBCU to become a voting member of this organization. What did that do? We stand amongst the ranks of Harvard, MIT, Carnegie Mellon, Duke, UC Berkeley, UC Davis, Northern Arizona. The list goes on. We also got an opportunity to present. We presented our research. One of our School of Agriculture representatives presented his research in a poster session, and I did a 30-minute breakout session on what it takes to be a student leader. This put us in the forefront to become recognized of things that were going on. When I found out, so at this meeting, I became the national chairman of the Social Justice and Diversity Issues for more than 350,000 master's and PhD students. I represent that. I'm on that national board, the National Association of Graduate Professional Students now. Brittany Glover is the Southeast Regional Chair of Communications for the Southeast region, and Amber Rouge is the Southeast Regional Chair for Employee Relations. When I tell you this organization has lobbyists, attorneys, people in Washington, D.C. advocating on our behalf for student loans, do you know that currently, if you're a graduate, professional student, the federal government can raise interest rates. There's no ceiling on how much interest can be on our federal student loans. Did you know that? Did you know that there are issues with diversity for people coming back as military who become master's and PhD students, that they are not allowed to sit, who suffer from PTSD? They make special concessions through lobbying in Congress. The no-doc bills out in Arizona, students who come from different regions, different countries, can't walk around the state of Arizona without having documentation to say that they're legal. I didn't know that these were concerns of graduate students. Number one concern, and this is what I talked to my board about briefly earlier today, and what we're going to focus here on A&T this semester. To graduate, a lot of us have to do practicums. We heard people talk about practicums and outside, practicums that you have to do in order to graduate. Practice are those real world experiences, 100 hours, some people upwards to 600-700 hours. Are you familiar? You know what I'm talking about maybe? Okay, well you'll do when you get your curriculum. What happens is you go out into the real world, you provide all of this research, all of this knowledge, all of this experience, but we're not paid. We don't get to keep our ideas, so whoever you work for, you leave them there. You don't get the opportunity to go somewhere else and count this as your real world experience. So there are lobbyists right now in Washington, D.C. that say that practicums for master's and PhD students should be federally funded, and we're pushing those bills because we are concerned about what's going on with our master's and PhD students across the country. And North Carolina A&T is now spearheading that initiative for the National Association of Graduate Professional Students. So what's our major concern? Student advocacy. We're going to talk about this real quick. And sometimes there are two things that GSAC can help you with: academic issues, non-academic issues. For academic issues, the first thing you do is always you have to refer to your student handbook. We're just bound by it. If it's written in the handbook, chances are we can't truncate it, okay? We can't go over, we can't circumvent it or anything like that. If there's no resolution reached in your graduate student handbook, the student will present the concern in writing via OrgSync, and we'll make that information available to you, how you register with OrgSync. Student will be notified in 5 days, and 4 weeks for review recommendation. Well, who's reviewing this? When Mr. OrgSync, our Vice President of Student Advocacy, wave your hand, Mike. Mike gets that, he has a committee. What are your academic issues? We can't fight you missing your research assignment and you got a C. You can't come to us and say, I was supposed to get at least a B. You can't change your grades, okay? We cannot take care of issues of between you and an instructor, okay? We can handle issues of classes being dropped. So if there's a group of students in the School of Education and you're going to walk into your class drop and you don't understand why, and it's due to staffing or whatever, that's a concern that we can take to the School of Graduate Studies in order for us to handle. So that comes to us, we take it to the Graduate School Council for review and for a determination. Non-academic issues. Not going to read all of this, but it's the same thing. Handbook first, and then for non-academic issues, you have to have, it can't be one individual person. It has to affect the many. So if you have a problem in the College of Arts and Science, in the chemistry department, we're becoming recognized, and you're saying that we're missing out the research on for our chemicals or whatever you need, well, then you can then follow these, which will be uploaded to OrgSync for you to follow, and submit your non-academic issues for GSAC to come in and intervene and bring resolution to. Same kind of concerns. This does not take the place. This not take the place of your academic advisors or your the department leaders. Question, real quick. I saw. Yes. In the School of Technology, there was there was a young man who had an issue with academic issue, had an issue with classes being dropped. This young man was coming in, was transferring a credit in from a community college, on his master's level that could be used, okay? When he got ready to graduate, the issue was the credit was not accepted. So the Graduate Student Advisory Council was able to intervene with the chairman of the department and the dean of the School of Technology in order for this particular credit to be issued, and the young man was able to graduate. Non-academic issues that we are talking about now would be the practical issues of people going out, providing their ideas. And when I say it's not academic, because it's real work experience or the practical experience of what's going on in terms of funding. And that's what makes it non-academic. It doesn't have to do with a grade. So in our second year, our non-academic issues aren't as high as our academic issues, because in the infancy of this program, people are just finding out, oh, wait, I've got an advocate now that I can take advantage of. Any other questions? Real quick. All right, so we do have a social calendar, because one of the things that we want to do is let you know that there are things that are going on outside of your labs, okay? This is what I also stress for the last 3 semesters that I've done this for everybody. Guess what y'all pay? Just like undergraduate, student fees. And it was mentioned that there's 17 services on this campus, and some of us think, well, I'm never going to ride the Greensboro Transit Authority. I'm never going to use the Aggie Shuttle. I'm not going to go to the campus recreation center. I've got insurance, so I'm not going to go to Sebastian. We think, but you know what? We pay. So because these fees aren't going away, the Graduate Student Advisory Council presses and really encourages our involvement. Last semester, we launched our Graduate Student Day, where we had about maybe 60, 70 students. And can y'all get them show off your shirts real quick? We designed long sleeve T-shirts, and we all went to a football game, and we made some noise. What kind of noise did we make? Our school leaders said, hey, the graduate students are really taking note of what's going on here. So now it gets us in places where we can talk about the issues, like today at 2 p.m. when I go talk to Chancellor Martin about the issues of our graduate students. Last semester also, something for you to think about that the Graduate Student Advisory Council does, we sponsored 10 research award grants in the amount of $300 for master's and PhD students who let us know, hey, this is what I'm working on here at North Carolina A&T, and $300. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but, I mean, you know, when you take your $300 and apply it to your research getting published, getting collated, codified, or whatever, it's substantial money, especially when you don't have any. So those are the things that you really should take into account. Why I really encourage you. I want you to be aware that in February, our first Mix and Mingle will be at Harper's Restaurant for people in Greensboro who knows where that is. Just an opportunity where we provide the food and you provide your drinks for yourself. And just a chance for us to get out and we get a chance to meet each other and know what's going on. All right? In February, Ferris Mix and Mingle, we're going to announce another Graduate Student Day where we'll go to a basketball game and kind of take over and turn up or whatever we're going to do, what they call it. In March, we got the Southeast Regional Conference that is open to graduate students, and we'll put out for people to know and sign up to be able to go. And this is our big initiative for the month of April, a day-and-a-half conference, where we will roll out the North Carolina Coalition of Graduate Student Government. It's going to be a big initiative that A&T is going to take over with the other 16 schools within our UNC system. Any questions about GSAC? Go ahead, sir. Good. First question, yes, we do have a listserv. I do have everybody's email address. I can just bombard all this stuff. Will I do that? No. But yes, all these dates and our calendars, our published full body meetings will all go out on a listserv. So second question, that's the initiative that we're pulling out in March. There's currently not an interaction with other graduate students commingling within the Greensboro area or anywhere else other than in a GPS. So we're going to that's why we're creating the North Carolina Coalition of Graduate Student Governments. And we probably should leave it's in its infancy stage. It may be graduate students so that at UNCG, at Greensboro College, Guilford College, we can all get together and glean from one another. Good questions. Anybody else? Elections for GSAC are in April. There are stipends that are being worked on. I do know that for the president of GSAC moving forward in the fall, there will be a stipend for whoever's the next president, which is really, really good. And then he can determine, or she can, and they can determine. Next question. I don't know. I'm here to graduate. Ooh. No. So you know what? As a Graduate Student Advisory Council, we can find out make that information available, because I think they do put these modules online under the graduate studies. And if there's specific information that you want, we can either direct you to where you need to go or whatever you need to know. Any other questions? Anybody else? For GSAC, yes. So GSAC, GSAC 411 at gmail.com. Yes, that's the second thing. So that's our email address, gsac411 at gmail.com. Or you can go to the Graduate Studies, or in a search bar, you can put in Graduate Student Council, and it will pull up the board and all of our emails and contact information.